welcome to another video at Sweevel's Garage. As you can see, I'm a little sunburnt, starting to peel. The vacation went awesome. It was just over the weekend, but it was super hot. We went to Florida. But you see me, I just rolled the car out of the booth. If you remember or watched the last video, you seen I sprayed it right before we left so it could sit in the booth for 4 days, I think, 4 or 5 days. Well, now it's out. I'm gonna flip the camera and show you guys. But first, I have to thank everyone that subscribed. We are now monetized, which is a big deal for me. I don't plan on making a living off YouTube, but it is cool that I can actually maybe start making money. The ultimate goal is to only work on my own stuff on YouTube. That would be my top goal. But I'm more of a realistic person, so anything counts, but we're monetized. So I thank all of you guys that subscribe and watch all my videos. But let's turn the camera and take a look at the paint job. All right, guys, first of all, if you're new to the channel, you'll see, wonder why I didn't paint the rest. Well, that stuff goes flat black for the two-tone, and the tail panel is flat black also. So here's a little walk around, and then I'll show you guys a little bit more in depth of how it turned out. So if you guys also watched the videos, we did the engine bay first, and then the rest of the car second. So I put 3 coats of clear in here, so it isn't perfect orange peel by any means, because I plan on sanding it all down. You can see how smooth everything turned out. So I'm really happy with that. And like I said, this isn't wet sanded yet. I'm literally gonna start right now. So, and then you guys also remember me complaining about the jams. So those look awesome now. And the sunroof area, I also like my gas tank areas painted well. We did do the cap with the shell, but the sunroof area is awesome. You guys might see that it's not perfect in there, but the weather stripping goes over it, and that's why it's not perfect. Plus my fingers were almost bleeding from sanding in there so much. But as you can see where the joints usually are, how good they turned out, nice and flat. So car should look awesome. There's a couple waves up there in the front, but they will wet sand out as I use a hard block. So there's a shell. Next, we got to do the doors this week and the bumpers. I might use a different bumper for the back off my parts car. If you guys seen in the previous videos, I wasn't happy with it. They bonded the whole top, which some of it they didn't have to, but there is a gouge in it. And I don't like to bondo plastic bumpers anyways on a car that I want looking good for a long time. So that's a little bit. I'm showing off the shell. I'm gonna start wet sanding it. I'm not gonna show the process. I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like after. And then this week we were also gonna two-tone the rest of it so the shell is done, and we can start bolting everything back on. So that's how she turned out. I'm very happy with it. So let's get to sanding. All right, guys, just got done wet sanding, buffing. I still have that corner to do over there, but you can kind of get an idea how it turned out. It turned out great. See how flat it looks now. So now we're gonna put the hatch on. I'm just gonna use the old rubber for now because the new one hasn't came yet, and I don't want the hatch to sit on there. But you can see I got all the waves out, like I said, wet sanding with a block. And then all the little brackets I had powder coated. So this is for the under the hood latch, and this is for the hatch. So flat black powder coat, looks good. So we're about to put them on and then get the hatch mounted. I'm gonna try to get the doors in primer. As you can see how nice this thing is. This is all that Z-Bart. There's a little bit of surface rust here, but it's very minute. It's crazy how good a shape this thing's in. So I'm gonna start doing that, and then I'll give you an update in a little bit. All right, guys, finished polishing with step 1, cutting. I haven't polished anything, but you can see it looks super good so far. Polish is only gonna make it look better. So pretty happy with it. I didn't take out all the orange peel. There's a little bit, but it's not much. Got the gas tank cover on, painted it off so it didn't have no tape line in there. So I'm gonna have to get a new sticker that says premium only. Clean the overspray off the rubbers from the first paint job that was on this thing. Got the hatch on with the new powder coated brackets. Got it all clean. Looks good, all jammed. I still have to clean all the plugs for it. I think they're down here. Full of overspray from the first guy's paint job. I did reuse the nasty old one for now until my new one shows. But as you can see, the jams look awesome. No tape lines like there was. Looks good up in there. So awesome. Got all the overspray off the wire. See, when you buy a car with a paint job and they get overspray over everything, it takes twice as long putting it together. So you got to clean everything. But got it all done, and as you can see, I wet sand and buffed the whole trunk, not half of it where the spoiler only shows. Show it to you the other angle so you can see it better, but wet sand the whole trunk. It is a little wavy from the spoiler holes being bolted down so hard, but I didn't chimp out and only wet sand where you see. So it's all about the details, but it's coming together pretty good. I still have a little bit that I got to buff back. So I do sand to 3,000 on my personal vehicles, so they buff back easier, less chance of burning through also. So yeah, it's coming along. Jams look good, no tape lines. Got all the overspray off that. So little update. We're gonna keep her going. I might come tomorrow and paint the trim pieces so we can get the shell together. The window trim, the louver, and then there's trim somewhere else. But so far I'm really happy with how it's turning out. Glad I did it. I did start feeding the wires through, but I'm gonna buy a new black loom, so that's fresh. So it's coming along. It's coming along. Guys, we're back. It's Saturday. As you can see, I got it all polished up. I decided to come to paint the bottom flat black. I was gonna do it all at once like I said, but I'm too anxious, and my paint rep said it should match because we're doing a single stage flat black, semi-gloss, because I didn't want it all the way flat. So got to show you what I drove here. I got a lot of new subscribers. They might not know I have it. So what's better to come work on your pace car driving the 93. So I drove that here today to give me motivation to get that one done, because this one's going to be next. So this one has tiny flaws like that one did. Nothing extravagant, but most, and it's hard to even see. There's like a bubble there. Maybe it's on the other side. Yeah, it's on this side. You can barely see it. There it is. Bubble there. Spoiler has some cracks because it's shrinking. Hatch has a little bit of imperfections, but overall it's really nice. So I drove that today. I think I'm gonna leave it here and get the Shelby. It's been nice out. I'm sure my wife wants to drive her car, so I'll drive the Shelby tonight. But drove her. I had to get some cheese balls. So let's go inside, start sanding, and get that bottom painted. Well guys, I got it all sanded. As you can see, I cleaned the inside back out, vacuumed it. I didn't wipe it down, but vacuumed it, blew it off as much as I could, blew in all the holes. And it's getting pretty late. I'm tired. It took way longer to sand that than I thought it was gonna. So I'm gonna get it in the booth, and I'm gonna go home and come back tomorrow. I always feel if once you get tired, just give up and do it the next day so you don't rush the final product. So sanding it. So when I get here tomorrow, it'll already be in the booth, and then I'll just mask it off and spray it, and we'll see how it comes out. Alright guys, it's Sunday like I said. Just finished the black. It looks really glossy, but it dries and gets more flat. You can see it. I'm gonna pull the blue tape off right now. That is a two-tone tape. Like that. Here's a really nice line. So that's what I'm doing now. And I'm gonna go home. Show you guys the results in the morning. All right guys, it's been a while. I don't even know where I left off, to be honest, but I got some stuff. I'm just gonna start putting stuff together. So I'm showing it one last time apart. I got the battery tray painted. That's why I have it set in there, because I thought it looked good. Wanted to see what it looked like. And then I also got the new bolts. I don't like painted bolts, so we're gonna use zinc plated bolts for everything. I like the contrast of everything. It makes it look new again. So we're gonna be using those. I put the seats back in and clean the inside up just because I got bored. So the inside's back to clean. I gotta feed that through. It's the hood latch cable, but it has overspray on it from the first guy's paint job. As you can see, the matte black, semi-gloss, some will say, turned out awesome. So I got that done. I did put the hood latch back in it. So that's all hooked up. Cleaning the overspray off everything. There's the back. The weather strip looks like crap. I'm waiting for the new stuff to come. But as you can see, I got the overspray off everything. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is overspray. And they painted over these. I showed you, I powder coated them. So it's starting to come along. This is the car's current state. I'm doing this for you guys and also myself to kind of show how I put it together from years from now, but everything looks good. I have to get the sticker remade that says premium only. But next is color match the wheels, get the doors back on, etc, etc. But another piece that I got from the 80 Cobra is missing one of these. Small stuff like that. The car's super dirty right now. I've been working a lot, but just a little update. I'm starting to put it back together. So next time you guys see it, I'm not going to show you guys bolting stuff back in the engine bay. That's probably just boring. So I'm just going to start knocking it out and show you guys the progression of it. I think I already showed you guys. I took the original wiper motor apart. We're going to blast it and get it like this. Just all the small details, the sunroof stuff. So I'm making it look as good as possible. So some of the stuff they sprayed over, so I just sprayed over it since I had to clean it anyway. So that I'm gonna pull this out, clean that up. The wire loom was already painted. I'm gonna clean that up, stuff like that. The stuff they already had screwed up, I kind of just left it. I'm gonna get new stuff. So next overview, you'll see it together for the most part and it'll look really good. So that is where I'm at. All right guys, we're getting somewhere. Got the front suspension on. I used some wire loom that I had. I like it better than the old school stuff. So mounted the MSD, the bracket's still getting powder coated for it. Just sit up like that. Mounted the front thing so far. So it's kind of moving along slowly but surely, just working on it when I can. Got the, I think I'm gonna buy new caster camber plates. These ones kind of look crappy. I just mount them for now. Everything's kind of mocked up for the suspension. Got the seats in like I showed you guys. Got these cleaned up and in. Use stainless bolts. So got all the overspray off those. So it's coming along slowly but surely. Just a little update. I'm gonna keep going at it and show you guys some more as it progresses. All right guys, the time has finally come to color match these. Get rid of the gold. If you have these wheels, they're SVE and you want to do this, good luck getting these out. It is a fucking nightmare. They are these, which I knew they were these, but to get them out, you got to pinch them so hard you leave marks, so you can't reuse them anyway. Some break, So I'm gonna call SV and see if they'll send me more. They should, because I powder coated some KMC wheels way back in the day and they sent me the bolts and I called and asked, so hopefully these guys will. But she's gonna sand that one. I'm gonna work on taking these out and then tape them off, get them sprayed hopefully tomorrow or the next day. All right guys, our fingers are freaking toast. Her and I have been sanding forever. 2 front ones are completely ready. The back ones, we did all these spokes, which if you've done this before, it's a nightmare. Our fingers hurt so bad. So I just got to DA the face and the barrels tomorrow at work. So we did it all tonight. We're watching the playoff games, Celtics and the Heat. And yeah, pretty happy to get these done. Thanks for the help. And I made her help me since I cut holes in her GTR. So it was a nightmare. Our fingers hurt. But what time is it, like 10?
10:14.
10 o'clock at night. Gotta put in the hours if you want cool stuff. So we'll see how these turn out tomorrow. Super excited. I've been procrastinating because I knew this was gonna be a pain, but we'll see how they look tomorrow. All right guys, after hours and hours and hours of prep work, cleaning, and masking, these things are ready to spray. This is the best way I came up with to do it. So I'm gonna spray until I think I get coverage this way. Then I'm gonna rotate the wheel 180 to make sure I get all the crevices on the other side. And I can get to the back side pretty easy with the paint gun, spray the inside. So this is how I'm gonna do it. And a lot of you will probably be like, why didn't you just dismount the tire? But when you paint wheels, it's just, you have chances of scratching them and stuff. Granted, I will next time I switch wheels, but I don't drive my vehicles very often. And this car doesn't make a ton of power right now to just burn my tires off. So these tires will probably be on here 2 to 3 years, maybe longer. So that is why. But anyways, I'm gonna turn the booth on and start spraying, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Out here just sanding away for powder coat, sunroof things, coil holder, sunroof visor, or sunroof clips. The original wiper motor, I kept the bottom for now so to show you guys, but I'm about to sand it. I'm gonna rebuild it, so it's gonna get powder coated. And then I have the other one of these to do, and the sway bar brackets. Another piece of the wiper motor, sunroof brackets, sway bar brackets, but these are gonna go gloss black, so I'm not gonna do those tonight. But a lot of you local guys are like, oh, Randy won a car show again. Well, they're not just giving to me, guys. This stuff takes hours and hours. I've been out here like 45 minutes ready, just sanding those little pieces. And that's just for stuff nobody looks at. So remember that. But anyways, I'm gonna keep sanding. I'll show you what these look like when they get back. All right guys, you guys seen I was sanding the wiper motor and stuff. I've been all over the place, super busy, but I got it back together. Turned out awesome. And then the flaps turned out awesome. See the powder coat, they're a little fingerprinted, but those turned out sweet. I still got to buff back that, but and then the wheels. I kind of left you guys hanging. That's what they look like on the car. When I mounted just the back, I wasn't too set on the color match, but after I see them both on there, and I think once the car's more together, I think it'll grow on me more. I'm having custom center caps made for it with the Indy 500 logo in it. So this is where the car sits right now. I do have the doors primed in the booth, so I'm gonna be painting them this week, and then we're gonna get the spoiler back on it too. And yeah, so I'm gonna end the video here. It's getting kind of longer than I wanted. So the next time you guys see something on the pace car, it is gonna be done, all done. Maybe not the stripes on it, but the car will be complete with the motor back in it. So a lot of you guys been asking about it. I've kind of not been working so hard on it and taking my weekends off to enjoy the family since it's summer already. So I'm gonna start nitpicking it away more and more here now that it's warm out and like super warm. So that's where the car sits now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. As always, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.